We finally know how the new Batsuit will look in the new Batman movie. The very Daredevil-like camera test teaser gave us our first official look at the suit, and it's pretty divisive to say the least. However, it's safe to say that Robert Pattinson's Batman will be pretty different from the previous version of the Caped Crusader. That being said, according to reports, the suit we got to see is only the prototype suit, and Pattinson will get a much better suit at some point in the movie. As for how that suit might look and what the inspiration is for the new Batsuit, well, we'll talk about all of that and more. The dark red camera test teaser revealed the first look at the new Batsuit, but of course the teaser wasn't enough, and fans wanted to see the whole thing. Well, it seems like with all big movies nowadays, you can't hide things for long. Shortly after that camera test teaser, the paparazzi came to the rescue and gave us a full look at the new Batsuit during filming in Glasgow. And as usual with set pics, the internet was set on fire. Some people love the new suit, some people hate it, but most are somewhere in between the two extremes. That being said, we all know that these opinions will change thousands of times before the film finally comes out, and regardless of how people feel about the suit, we'll all buy our tickets and go watch this new Batman movie. Anyway, the suit will likely look much better on the big screen. Beyond the fact that some things will be adjusted and padded with VFX, we need to remember that these paparazzi pics are not official pictures. We don't know what the film cameras are actually capturing. Set pics don't reflect the final product, and on the big screen, we'll see what the director intended to show us. The suit in the right lighting, with cinematic color correction and all the other complicated stuff that goes into making a movie. And besides, according to reports, the suit we're seeing in these set photos is only the prototype suit, and Batman will get an upgrade at some point in the film. Which makes sense, because every Batman movie in the past had multiple suits. Heck, Affleck had 4. At the very least, this new suit doesn't have any bat nipples, so if you don't like this suit, just remember it could have been much worse. Considering the fact that Matt Reeves is planning a trilogy, it's obvious that we'll see multiple versions of the Batsuits over the course of these new films. According to the reports, this film takes place about 2 years into Batman's vigilante career, so it makes total sense that the first suit is a work in progress. After all, in his fictional world, Bruce Wayne doesn't know what his final Batsuit should look like, so he'll need to figure it out himself, and it'll be interesting to see it happen on film. The suit should be assembled from different materials and parts, as Batman will figure out what works best for his crime-fighting style before upgrading to a new and better suit. In many superhero movies, the starting suits always look cheap, so it makes sense that the same thing will happen in the Batman. The overall look of the suit seems to combine elements from the Batman Arkham games and Batman Year Zero. However, it seems Matt Reeves was heavily inspired by Batman Damned. Looking at the new Batsuit next to Lee Bermejo's art, you can definitely see the similarities. Since the starting suit already has body armor, the upgraded suit will likely follow that metallic armor style, and it'll probably look a lot like the suit from Batman Damned. I'm totally fine with it. That suit is really cool, and it'll fit with the more realistic style Reeves is going for. Although that 2018 limited series included a lot of supernatural elements. Considering the heavy armor of the prototype suit, it's possible that we'll get a high-tech armor suit like the one from Batman Arkham Knight. However, it'll be for the best if a super high-tech armor will be the final one in the trilogy, since having it in the first film is a bit much. It'll be better if the first suit is similar to the one in Batman Arkham Origins, which is a personal favorite. Regardless, considering the fact that Matt Reeves made apes on horses look awesome in his Planet of the Apes films, I'm sure he won't disappoint us with the final Batsuit design. We just need to be patient and hope for the best. Now, as far as the suit itself, well, it's clearly very different from any other suit we've seen in previous films. It's a departure from the more comic book accurate suit we got with Ben Affleck, but at least the gray metal armor is a nice change from the usual black rubber suits we got in the past. While the stitched leather cowl got a lot of criticism from fans, as well as the long pointy ears, it's clearly a new take on the cowl, which gives me some shades of Gotham by Gaslight, especially with the raised collar. One issue with previous Batsuits was always the neck. Remember the days when Michael Keaton had to turn his whole body just to move his head? Well, it seems like the designers for this new suit found a somewhat elegant solution with the neckline. While many fans are fixated on the leather cowl, I'm actually more interested with the eyes. In the set photos, we see that Batman has some type of goggles covering his eyes. It's more than likely that these goggles are there to protect the stuntman's eyes from Glasgow's heavy rain. The goggles will likely be removed with CGI in post-production. However, maybe these goggles will actually be part of the finished movie, and we'll finally get the glowing eyes from the comics. Well, we did get the glowing eyes in both The Dark Knight and Batman v Superman, but only in selected scenes. With this new suit, it's possible that Batman will have some type of detective vision, similar to the Arkham games, and the eyes will light up in some parts of the film. Considering the fact that Matt Reeves is going for a more detective noir type of story, it'll make sense if Batman's presented as the world's greatest detective, and he'll use a heads-up display in his cowl that will allow him to analyze evidence and all of that. Another major departure are the gauntlets. Usually, Batman wears black gloves that cover his forearms, with 3 blade-like fins on each arm. However, the new suit takes the gauntlets in a whole new direction. There are 5 darts attached to each gauntlet. It's possible that this new Batman will use these darts as a weapon, but I actually believe there's a far more practical reason for them. It's very possible that these darts are ammunition for the Batclaw, meaning the darts are a type of grappling hook. We can see that there's a holster that's wrapped around Batman's thigh. I think that this holster carries the Batclaw. Well, I hope so, because I really don't want Batman to use a gun, since, well, you know, Batman doesn't use guns and Batman does not kill. The look of the holster on the thigh gives some shades of Thomas Wayne's Batsuit from Flashpoint. It also seems like this Batman won't have 3 blades on his gauntlet, and instead there are leather straps. Hopefully, the upgraded suit will go back to the more classic blades on the arms, since not only do the blades look cool, but there's a practical reason for them. Many people have been speculating about the new bat symbol. While it does look like the classic bat symbol, it's a very stylized departure from what we got in the past. Fans believe the symbol looks a bit like pieces from a gun, and the speculation is that the symbol metal is made from the gun that killed Bruce Wayne's parents. Which is what happened in Detective Comics number 1000, where Batman melted down Joe Chill's gun and reforged it as a metal plate, which was hidden under the bat symbol. It's more likely that this new bat symbol is actually 2 batarangs, which Batman can grab from his chest and use as throwing weapons. Considering how practical and tactical this new suit is, this idea will make a lot of sense. While the suit looks and feels very realistic, I'm hoping this new Batman film won't be as realistic as the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. While those movies were amazing, we already got a realistic and grounded take on Batman. It's clear that both Warner Brothers and Ben Affleck moved away from the DCEU version, but I still hope that the Robert Pattinson Batman will exist in a more fantastical but grounded world, similar to the outstanding Batman the Animated Series. One thing that's clearly missing from the suit is the cape, but don't you worry, we're not about to get a capeless Batman. In the test footage, we can clearly see it, so Batman will still have his classic black cape in the film. It's more than likely that the cape will be added with VFX in post-production. Riding a bike with a cape is not safe at all. The cape can turn into a parachute at certain speeds and pull the stuntman off the bike with force. Beyond that, the last thing the production team needs is for the cape to get trapped inside one of the wheels, something that can cause serious injury or worse.
No kicks!
Capes can also do funny things during filming, and it can cause some awkward results, so it's simply easier to just add the cape in post-production. It's not the first time this has happened in superhero movies. Batman's cape was also missing during the filming of Suicide Squad, as well as Batman v Superman. The cape can be a real nuisance, so it's easier to just add it afterwards. If only things were that simple with Henry Cavill's mustache in Justice League. Well, I guess it's easier to add stuff with CGI than remove it. But who knows? Maybe the cape will still be missing in the actual movie. Since this suit is so practical, maybe when Batman is on the bike, the cape will retract inside the armor. It'll be pretty unique to see a movie version of Batman who doesn't always have the cape on. It would give us some shades of Batman Beyond, which is a fan-favorite suit. So the cape will be tucked in during action moments and will be out to allow Batman to glide in the air or just stand there in a dark corner with the cape wrapped around him. One thing we need to remember is that a suit doesn't make a film. Sure, it does help when the suits in superhero movies look great and accurate, but at the end of the day, the suits don't really affect the overall quality of the movies. What's really crucial is the story and how it's executed. Matt Reeves has certainly proved himself to be a worthy director with the Planet of the Apes films, and his ideas for making a detective noir Batman film are very promising. Besides, the cast for this movie is amazing. While some fans are still uncertain about Robert Pattinson as Batman, I believe he'll do great work. He has proved himself to be an outstanding actor. He came a long way since his sparkly vampire days, and he's quickly becoming one of the most talented actors around. He's very versatile and talented, and can completely transform into the roles he's playing, so he'll do just fine. Let's not forget that not too long ago, fans were hating on Ben Affleck's casting, and now they hail him as the best movie Batman. And he certainly was a very good Batman. The most important thing is for us to get a great Batman film, and hopefully that's what we'll get with The Batman. But of course, it would help if the final suit looks good, and based on what we saw so far, I believe the final suit in The Batman will be pretty epic. What do you think about the new Batsuit? What are your hopes for the second suit in the film? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, show us some love by leaving a like and subscribing to CBR. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.